Hello, my name is Jessica, and I'm going to explain my lesson plan, which focuses on Gothic literature. The theory I will be using is block taxonomy. My target audience is for 12 years old to adulthood, and before we get started, I'm going to give a brief explanation about what block taxonomy theory means. Taxonomy means classification, so the well-known taxonomy of learning objectives is an attempt to classify forms and levels of learning. This means that block taxonomy focuses on the connected domains, and the connected domains involves knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. There are six major categories, which are listed in order here, starting from the simple behavior to the most complex one. The first one is knowledge, and knowledge means to recall data or information. The second one is comprehension, and is to understand the meaning, translation, interpolation, and interpretation of structures and problems. It is to state a problem in one or words. The third one is application and is to use a concept in a new situation and apply what was learned in the classroom into novel situations in the workplace. The fourth one is analysis and it separates material or concepts into components so that its organizational structure may be understood. In short words, it distinguishes between facts and inferences. The fifth one is synthesis, and it builds a structure or pattern from diverse elements, which means it puts parts together to form a whole, with emphasis on creating a new meaning of structure. The sixth one is evaluation, and is to make judgments about the value of ideas or materials. And the next slide is a shorter version so you can understand it more. But Block taxonomy is a system that classifies cognitive skills and educational learning objectives. It was created by Benjamin Bloom in 1956. It is more classified in lower order thinking skills and higher order thinking skills, which are remembering, which is to recall information, understanding is to explain ideas or concepts, applying is to use facts or concepts in a different context, and analyzing is being able to break down information into separate parts. Evaluating is to form and express one's opinion. And creating is to show proof of their learning by producing something new or original. First, the teacher will start with a presentation full of pictures about the topic and asking to the students what they know about Gothic literature. And the students may come up with words like horror or Frankenstein, and the teacher will explain how these words are related to the topic. And here the teacher is using the first category of Bloom's taxonomy, which is previous knowledge, which is to remember anything they know about the topic, which to recall information. After the teacher explains what Gothic literature is, the teacher will play a video about what makes a novel Gothic. Once the video is finished, the teacher will give a brief explanation and then ask the students what they remember about the video. Here, the teacher is using the second category of Bloom taxonomy, which is comprehension, which is to see if the students understand the concepts told in the video and explain it with their own words, which is to understanding to explain ideas or concepts. Next, the teacher asks the students to do teams of 4 people and do a presentation explaining the characteristics of Gothic literature with their own words. Here, the teacher is using the third category of Bloom taxonomy, which is application, and is for the students to use what they have learned and talk about it. When the students finish explaining the presentation, the teacher will ask the students if they have any doubt, and if so, the teacher will give feedback about the presentation. Here, the teacher is using the second category of Bloom's taxonomy, analysis, which is for the students to break the information into parts and to analyze the information to understand it better, with the help of the teacher giving feedback. The teacher will give a presentation about examples of recognized authors in Gothic literature, Edgar Allan Poe, Mary Shelley, etc., and ask the students to choose one Gothic author and make an argumentative essay about the author they choose. Here, the teacher is using the fifth category of Bloom's taxonomy, synthesis, which is for the students to put all the information they learn together again to form a new structure, which in this case is an argumentative essay. Finally, the teacher will ask each student to explain what their essay is about, and after doing it, make the students work in pairs, evaluating their essays. Here, the teacher is using the sixth category of Bloom's taxonomy, which is evaluation, by asking the students to make judgments based on their essays and share opinions as well to clarify the information. That will be all for me. I hope my lesson plan make you understand more the Bloom taxonomy theory and to make you understand also how it works for activities in the classroom. And that will be all. Thank you for watching.